Greetings! If you're watching this video, it's probably close to a holiday and you need a quick guide in printing labels. Well, you've come to the right place. As with any marketing piece, every realtor may want their labels printed a certain way. In the interest of time, we'll be going through a standard Avery 5160 label mailout. Don't worry, if you want to use a different size or personalize your labels even further, we're here to help. Our wonderful customer care team handles label calls almost every day, so we can assist you with your specific requirements. To get help from our customer care team, simply click the Chat Now button on the bottom right corner of Top Producer AI, and we can help you move along the process. If you prefer discussing it over the phone, you can also give us a call at 1-800-830-8300. One more thing before we start. We'll try to cover a few different computer and printer setups in this video, so if the information is going too fast for you or you don't understand something right away, you can always pause and rewind at any time as we go along. Now with all of that out of the way, let's print some labels. To perform a label mailout, we're actually going to start with a contact search. This method will give you more flexibility as to who you want to include in your label mailout. Let's begin by hovering over Contacts at the top of your Top Producer AI dashboard and click Search for Contacts. Once you're in the Search for Contacts page, if you want to mail out to all your clients, you can leave the search form blank. If you want to mail out to a specific group or groups or any other basic criteria, do so in this default standard search tab you're in. If you want to be more specific with the contacts you want to select, like making sure certain groups are excluded, for example, you'll want to click on the Advanced Search tab at the top. If you've never used Advanced Search before or you're unsure of how to use it, again, don't worry. Just hit the Chat Now button and we can assist with moving you along the process. Or you can give us a call at 1-800-830-8300 and we'll walk you through it step by step. Once you've set your search criteria, click the Search button at the bottom. Top Producer will then display a search results page that shows you a list of your contacts that match your search criteria. You can click on the first checkbox at the top left corner of your list or checkmark individual contacts. The contacts with the checkmark will be the contacts included in your mailout. Once you've selected your contacts, click the Schedule Activity option at the bottom. This will take you to the Add Activity page. The first step on this page before you change anything else is changing the activity type from To Do to Label. Then, type in the description so you can easily find this label mailout again in the future. For the due date, if you plan to print it right away, you can leave today's date. Otherwise, change the date for when you actually want to print these labels. Next, scroll down to the Label Template section. For category, select Standard Labels. For template, select Avery 5160. Next, if you plan to print these labels later, click the Add Activity button at the bottom. Within a week of the due date you set, you'll see this label mailout reappear in the Print Media tab of the My Business section of your homepage. If you're printing these labels right now, click the Print Preview button at the bottom, which is what we'll do to continue with this video. This will show you a pop-up where you can select a starting position on your label paper that the labels will be printed on. What does that mean? It means that you can start from a label paper that still has labels left over on it from a previous mailout. On the mini label paper it shows in the pop-up, just click on the position you want to start printing your labels from. Once clicked, that position will be highlighted in yellow. If you plan to start printing from a fresh sheet of label paper, you can just leave it at the top left position that's already been set as default. Personally, I love this small detail in Top Producer AI. It's so thoughtful and avoids unnecessary waste. The other setting in this pop-up is selecting how many label copies you want to print for each of the contacts you selected. If you just want one label per contact, leave the default setting to 1. If you're planning to send out multiple marketing pieces for holidays close to each other, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, for example, you can change it from 1 to however many labels you want for each contact. As much as we love you using our program, we'd rather you spend more time enjoying the holiday. Pro tip, if you want to print return labels, make sure you've added yourself as a contact in your top producer database with your return address and perform a label mailout with only yourself selected. Then, set the copies per contact to the same amount of labels on your label paper. So if you're wanting return labels on a full Avery 5160 label paper, you'd set copies per contact to 30. Now once you've configured those two settings in the pop-up, click the Print Preview button. You will now see a new tab open that will show you the PDF preview of your label paper with your selected contacts on it, ready to be printed. Click the printer button at the top or bottom of your label paper preview. If you don't see the printer button, you can try right-clicking in the middle of the label paper on your screen and click Print. In Safari, click File at the top left corner beside Safari, then click Print. You will then get the print settings pop-up. Stop here. Don't click Print right away. Before continuing with the print, you will need to check the print settings in the print settings pop-up you see. The most common problem with printing labels is that when it's printed, it's misaligned on your label paper. To avoid this and the hassle it comes with, check the print settings pop-up. In Chrome, click More Settings, then set Scale to Default. In Safari, after you've clicked File at the top left corner beside Safari, then click Print, you'll get a dialog box that pops up. Look for where it says Scale and make sure it's set to 100%. If you don't see Scale right away, you may have to click Show Details for it to appear. Then, right below Orientation, there's a drop-down box where you need to select Paper Handling. Depending on your previous print job, it may be set to Layout, Media and Quality, or something else, so just make sure to set it to Paper Handling. Then, make sure Scale to Fit Paper Size is unchecked. In Edge, look for Scale and set it to 100. If you don't see Scale right away, you may have to click More Settings for it to appear. In Firefox, click Preferences, go to the Page Setup tab, and select Normal Size Printing for the page layout. If your computer or print settings look different, remember, we're here to help. Just hit the Chat Now button on the bottom right corner of your Top Producer 8i dashboard, or give us a call at 1-800-830-8300, and we can get that sorted out with you. Configuring your print settings as I've just detailed will ensure your labels are printed correctly. If this is your first time, or you're printing a large number of labels, try printing out just one page first to test it so you don't waste a bunch of label papers if there's an issue. If it's printing off the label, check the print settings again. If it's still not printing correctly, click Chat Now at the bottom right of your Top Producer 8i dashboard, or give us a call at 1-800-830-8300 and we'll figure it out together. If it printed okay, great. To wrap things up, don't forget to switch back to the Add Activity tab at the top of your browser, scroll to the bottom of the page, and click Mark Done. That's it. You're all done and ready to send out those holiday mailouts. Don't forget to bookmark this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful tips and tricks with Top Producer. Thanks for watching.